Africa. Oh, what a beautiful day it is. I hope each and every one of you all's morning, afternoon, and evening is as pleasing as mine is. I just want to come at y'all and just share some things as you all getting up on that stretch of morning yawning and are out here about to start your day or just in the middle of the day for a good breeze or lunch or taking a break. So let me say welcome to Go Black to Africa, the channel, because I know that I have been getting quite a few subscribers and I haven't even granted great wishes and blessings to those who have come onto the channel. And I'm going to start saying here lately to go ahead and hit that bell, because I know many of y'all subscribe and very few people have hit the bell so that you can get the notifications when I go live or when I have post stuff, because people are telling me, when do I catch your lives? When can I catch your when you do posts? So hit the bell. The bell's the notifications. So I greet each and every one of you all this morning with high respect and wanted to share the top superior things that I find in my travels of Africa that I see that are superior than there in America. Now I know for y'all living out there in the West that y'all probably gonna feel a little bit upset because you're gonna say, how are you gonna blast my country? But I'm not blasting, I'm just pointing out those things that are, in my opinion, that I find that are superior than it is in America. Now, some of y'all gonna be surprised by the things that I mentioned because, you know, it may not be what you might think is superior, or the things that you might call a thing is superior. But how's everybody doing out there? I want to say hello because I haven't done this in a while. Just greet people as they come in, because we got 49 people. So I'm gonna sit tight because I know sometimes I just don't like to repeat what I say and all that right there. So, you know, yeah, hit the bell. Somebody say hit the bell. You know, I'm not one to beg for subscribers. And let me back that up. Let me retract that. It's not beg. I don't ask. I have a hard time asking for things from people. And I just allow people to be. You like it, you like it, you don't, you don't. But I even found in myself when I watch videos, I forget to hit the like button or subscribe or notifications. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And I noticed that there are people like myself who need to be prompt every now and then to go ahead and do a thing, because sometimes we get caught up in the actions that we're being told to us. So yes, good morning to you all. Los Angeles, what time is it out there, Damien? Out there in Los Angeles. I haven't done this shout out for so long. I mean, let me know where you all are from. Because like I said, you know, I have gotten many new names out there that I see that have, for one reason or another, have drew people to my channel. And I appreciate each of y'all that find something that I'm doing or saying that is interesting, whether it's through the videos that I'm sharing through my morning talks or my spiritual talks or my business talks or my videos showing Africa or my cases that are going over in America. I know it's a lot of different subject matters that I share, but it's all in really motivating and encouraging our people in order for them to get a feel or see how the West is compared here to Africa. Many people have stayed and shied away from Africa because it has been painted in a terrible darkness. And in that darkness, you know, they have done an injustice to our motherland, for those who would consider that, in thinking that Africa is some third undeveloped continent that can't stand on its own. Well, I hate to tell you, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, that here in Africa, when you hear words like undeveloped, third country, you know, a country that's starvation, a country or continent that is filled with diseases, Ebola, HIV, tribal wars, all of these things that have set in our minds that based upon the reports of those who come in from other countries that are doing journalism, as you would call it, and that want to go ahead and paint Africa as this terrible continent, when you see they are the ones who live here coming in enjoying your fruits that you deserve. Now, it's only a small number compared to the 1.3 billion Africans that live here on the continent, but for the most part, where you find in your country that you live in, that many of the so-called residents enjoy the beaches, the mountainsides, the so-called wilderness and the forest and the all of the different things that we find in our countries that are in the Western world. Africa has twice as many and is twice as grand. So let's get down to it then. What are some superior things that are in Africa that you're not going to find in the Western world? First and foremost, I'm going to start off, drum roll, please. Africa, hands down, has a humble spirit. Now that might be a shock to you all because, y'all might think that, there are people running around here with spears and running around here with, machetes, chopping up and killing people and running around here just being out of control and acting a fool and, or just savages as they used to call us and, used to call us beasts and worse than the animals on the safari. Thank you, Mr. Mysterious, for your heart of giving. All of these names that we have been called and the pictures have been painted of us of being this beast out in the field, savages and flies on our face with pot bellies and starvations. Africa doesn't have a heart to slander other countries. I believe this is what got us in trouble because Africa has a heart of trust. Africa has a heart of forgiving. Africa has a spirit rather, because when I say heart, I mean spirit. It has a spirit that is, I have yet to see a fight in the street. Oh, hold up. I did see one. That was in Ethiopia. It was an accident. These young guys, they were young guys who were yelling and arguing, and the police hat was in between trying to keep them from each other. But I have not seen the bickering, the backbiting, the fighting, the nastiness that I've seen in the black culture in America. I have not seen black on black crime. I haven't seen shooting. That's a superior spirit where you don't see this disagreement, this continuous debate, this continuous dysfunction that goes on in families. I haven't seen it. Don't get me wrong though. Oh yes, there might be disagreements. I've heard some, let me put it this way here. I've heard some disagreements, but it was no fighting, turning over tables and throwing things and, going at each other, coming back and shooting up and all that right there. It just does not, I don't see it. I haven't seen it, and I've been to 9 countries here in Africa. That is the number one thing that I see is the spirit of an African. The spirit of an African. I'm gonna say that again. The spirit of an African is not like I see in America of the fighting, the tongue wrestling, the debate, the arguments, the ridicule, the tearing down, the destroying one another, the shooting and killing. I haven't seen it. Now, some of y'all are probably saying, whoa, yo, they had this going on in this country. They went around massacring and genocide, and they've done all this right here. Well, those reports have come out, and they have shown or said whatever it is. I don't know the truth. I will never know the truth. But would I say that it doesn't exist? Nah. We're human. But I'm talking about on a day-to-day basis. You don't see it. You don't hear it. It ain't on the news. Their news is not about gory. It's not about the negative all the time. It's not about the, constant feeding you crime and dysfunction in societies. I'm telling y'all, that's the number one superior trait that I see Africa has over America. It's the spirit of the man. Beautiful people, loving people. And I can see why people will come into this continent and take advantage of us Africans. You know, here in Tanzania, that's been shared with me that they don't use the word no. It's like, I will try to do for another. I will try my best to do it, even if I don't know how. This is the spirit that I see. All right, so let's move on though. Let's move on because that trumps everything, the spirit. Now let me mention this right here. People, we do talk about the fact that there are white Jesuses all over Africa, and I'm not going to say all over Africa, but you do have those who do have that white Jesus. But guess what? You find it in America, you find it in Europe, you find it in UK, you find it in Canada, you find it all around the globe. You will find that. But let me say this right here, because we have people who want to pick apart other people who have chosen to go down a road of religion or follow such a thing. Though I see differently, if that takes a man to not start a war because of their allegiance to one that is greater than themselves, I applaud them. I am not here to try to convince anybody in where they stand in their place of peace. They stand in their place of rest by their belief in one greater than themselves that keeps them humble. I'm not going to argue against that. I've said this right here. This world needs religion. Because when you don't have it, you see what goes on in the United States when you don't have it. When you don't have people who are accountable to one greater than themselves. They can go out and just kill you. They can go out and destroy their own kids. How many have we seen recently, just this year? Women shooting, killing their boyfriends, men killing their girlfriends, men killing their wives and their daughter, their kids. My cousin was killed with her 3 children last year, November, by her boyfriend. There have been many accounts of this recklessness that is going on in America. This new black so-called, this new black culture that is so devastating. They will kill their own babies, kill their own mamas and daddies. Oh, sounds familiar, don't it? That was written already in the scrolls, the ancient writings. Already has been written about the day that will come when it will be mothers against daughters and dads against sons, sons against dads and daughters against mothers. It will become when men will have a disregard for life. A disregard for life, excuse me. So number one, superior spirit. Matter of fact, it's illegal. Even though the pressures of the Western world is trying to squeeze in. Of course you do have that here in Africa. You got foreigners in here, raping children, buying men and women for money. When you find people are so poor, I say poor, I'm not gonna say poor. People who have a mindset of thinking that money will bring them more stuff, that people would use their own money to walk into societies, to go ahead and sleep with them or sleep with the kids, even with the men, women with women. Yes, that dis-ease will come in societies that's happened hundreds and thousands of years ago when foreigners came into this country to spread that disease. Oh yes, it's here, but it's not accepted. It is not warranted. It is not approved. It's still, in majority of African countries, is illegal. That's a superior trait that I like here about Africa, because you don't have to worry about your children walking down the street, seeing two like sex, holding hands, making out, uncovering themselves, walking around and want to prey on your own and yet try to put an agenda, having marches in cities, locking down cities to push their way through to have the forefront of what they want society to be. You don't find that in Africa. That is a superior I find in Africa that America, UK, Canada, and a lot of other countries do allow. What's some other stuff that I find that is very interesting here in Africa that reigns superior than it does in America? I'm gonna say that Here in Africa, everybody is at peace. Now, someone's going to say, but there are wars that go on and there's struggles and strife. It goes on and it will always go on and it will always be in this world. Wars and rumors of wars. But I'll tell you this right here. Typically, the peace will reign supreme if Africa removes democracy. I believe a governmental democracy is not a place for tribal people. Most of the fighting is over this democratic society that people believe that you can have it in tribal communities. And I'm here to tell you, it just doesn't work. And it does terrible in Africa. It does terrible in the Islamic nations. It does havoc in those communities when you have different sects of groups that exist. You remove that, I guarantee you it will be less than an issue with those people who fell into having parties to support, which causes division. Anything that deals with a European concept causes division. Well, some are going to say, but there are tribes. There are different tribes and all that right there. Of course there were different tribes. Were there tribal wars? Of course there were. Why? Because we're human. Sometimes we want to squeeze in on somebody else's territory, or maybe we want to join or another tribe to join ours so we can become bigger. Yeah, those have happened. But we're talking about across the globe now in 2021. Those old history, tribal war stuff, yes, you will find those conflicts in certain countries, but for the most part, it doesn't exist. So the peace, I'm gonna tell you this right here. I have met many brothers and sisters who have come here to Africa that's probably the number one thing they say that they recognize when they get here on the continent is peace. Another thing that reigns superior here in Africa than over in the Western world, or America, that I would just say because I was living in America, is of course the food. Now, it's a beautiful thing when you could walk down the street and pick off of it a papaya, a mango, banana. You can pick these off as various places in different places around the countries or in areas that fruit just grow fresh on the street, on the sides of houses, or on the inside of houses, in your compounds or outsides in the wilderness. All of the foods are fresh. I'm gonna tell you this right here. You ain't never taste a fresh fruit unless you are in a country that grows fruit naturally. That's the beautiful thing. I'm gonna tell you this right here. The mangoes here, you talking about, man, something gorgeous. The mangoes here are unbelievable in Africa. Across most of the countries that I've been to, that the mangoes is just, man, totally different. And so that's what I find too, and also that, you have maybe some of the vegetations or some of the meat products that are grown locally that you can find that are nice. I just went to a chicken store and I asked them, what is up with your chicken? Is it grown naturally? Is it? And she showed me a place. It's here in Tanzania, supplies a big company here, I think called Interlink, produces chickens, and their chickens are grown natural. And I said, they don't shoot them up and all that? And she's like, nah, these are all natural and all that right there. You either get the local chicken or they'll call also the broiler. And the broiler also can be from a local. But I've heard that they also can ship in, which you want to stay away from, those foods. But typically in most of the African restaurants, they're local. And they're going to be local chickens. Now, sometimes I find local chickens is a little tougher than most, but the broilers, though, I find them not to be as tough as a local chicken. But the surprising thing is that local chicken is more expensive. And you can have a local broiler too, that I was educated today on. So I find that, family, that, this eating is totally different. Everybody I meet who comes to Africa, the first thing they say is they've dropped weight. And I believe what contributes to that is because of the peace that they have found. It's not stressful. There's nothing to stress for. There's nothing to stress over. You know, when you come here, you know, stress, we act and function in different ways when it comes to being stressed. Some people eat, some people drink, some people work out, some people do whatever it might is to deal with stress. But it's so relaxing. Even the food itself, when you have the food, and then I've eaten around, Africa with the foods, you're gonna find total different flavors. You're gonna find total different tastes, if you will. And so I find that to be superior. Let me say this too also, the next thing that I think that is superior here in Africa. I get a lot of arguments against this because of those who left Africa and they're in the Western world. And I say it's opportunity runs superior. And watch my videos that I post up. I got a video that's for motorcycles, for bodas, for bajajis with the three wheelers, and also a small wagon, a little working truck. And I'm supplying some information for you to see, is it a good business deal? Something for you to consider that if you wanted to come here, maybe buy a couple of them and put them on the road, get a driver, so you can make money each month or each day. You can have at it. But the opportunity. People argue against me about opportunity. They will beg to differ that they believe that opportunity is grander in America, the Europe and Canada. Thankfully enough, there's a lot of people who understand what I'm talking about when I say that you are the opportunity. And what I mean by you are the opportunity is that saying that is the glass half empty or half full? Are you the one bringing your opportunity to the business, or is the business providing you the opportunity? Are you the one who is successful, or is it the business who makes you successful? See, these type of mindsets that people argue with me in, that say that that the way I'm thinking has no bearing on them being successful in America or the UK or any Western world. And I say, au contraire. When you look at yourself as though that somebody is giving you something, you have now set yourself in the back seat. But when you look at yourself like you are the one who was supplying the very thing to the company, to a country, to an organization, institution, or whatever, you have a total different mindset, meaning then that you will be able to go in and not depend on, but just go out there and do. This is the difference between people. When people think that some government can supply them something instead of you supplying the government something, that is two total different mentalities. You got people out here who's looking for a handout, during the COVID virus, and yet you got people out here who said, I gotta go out. This is how I see here in Africa, is that you being the opportunity and you join in here in Africa without much leeway to get in and out, or resistance, without much potholes in your past, that they say, hey, you can go ahead and go do at your liberty. Build it, create it, grow it, and we're out of your way. Little taxes, little red tape, the bureaucracy, the inundation of paperwork, the process of approval is little to none here in Africa. But people are not going to understand that who believes that some entity has to supply them with that. All you see around here in Africa is people doing. Now you got people who work for others. You got people working for institutions and corporations and stuff like that. But for the most part, there are more entrepreneurs here than those who work for somebody. Hands down. There are more people who work for themselves doing some type of business, way more than you would find than those who are out here working for others. That's one of them that I find that is superior here in Africa. Let me hit on something right here, family, because I want to drop a gold nugget. So hold on to your seats, and here it comes. You can pick it up or you can kick it aside. I had a guy today when I was going down to interview. He was from India. And I was asking him about the motorcycles. And he was trying to convince me that there's no money in it. He says, I know, I've been doing this 2 years. There's no money in it. Most parents buy their son a motorcycle, or, they call them bodas, and so that he can make us some money and, he can go on. He says, this guy right here, which is another salesman, he's working here, and once his parents save up enough money, then they're going to buy him one, and he'll go start him a little taxi business out of that. But, because he was talking about, I was doing the math. And he was like, oh, but there's not a lot of profit in it, this and that. And I told my brother was with me, I said, you know what? If I would have listened to people like that over my years, of how many people told me that you can't do it, there's no money in it, there's no profit, you're wasting your time, I would not have achieved what I've achieved thus far in my life. See, here comes the gold nugget. So this is part 2 of this video. So I'm done with the superior things. I mentioned 4 or 5 things. I've mentioned the spiritual, which is that the Africans have a humble spirit, a heart of love. No, not dysfunction and fighting and arguing and shooting and killing and, out here destroying one another, the brothers, and, selling drugs and all of these things that you see and find in America. You don't see that as a whole. I'm quite sure underground, in the dark somewhere, there are those who do that. But it just does not exist in so-called the eye of the public. Peace. There goes that spirit again. Food. The opportunity. These are the things that I find. But let me drop this in your spirit, because this gold nugget needs to be laid out here. Every time I've heard people tell me, you can't do it, it has actually have motivated me. I got a spirit that if you tell me I can't do something when I have already set my mind to do it, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to also shame you. I'm going to shame you. Because this guy's telling me the reasons why this would not be a good buy. And I'm like, you got to come up with creativity to be able to do this thing. You see, when you share something with people, you can't share your light with darkness. It's said in the ancient writings, in the scrolls, darkness can't comprehend light. It's like me trying to talk to people and tell them that Africa is the place to be at this moment in time. But people can't see that light when they're sitting in the darkness. Because when you share your light with people who can't see that, people who are sitting in a dark place, they can't understand it. They can't comprehend it. That's what it says in the writings. Darkness can't comprehend the light. Matter of fact, it even goes as far as to say, don't cast your pearls amongst swine. You see, when you share ideas, or I'm moving to Africa, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do that. Why you go do that? That ain't possible. You can't do that. They ain't going to allow you to do that. Nah, you know what? That is hard. See, when you have your light that has illuminated you, that light bulb went off, and then all of a sudden, you got jokers who's in your life, even your own family members who are close to you. They can't see what you see. This light here People don't even understand. Let me drop this in your lap. The first and foremost things for y'all Bible people and Christian people and those people who my Hebrew Israelites, my so-called Jewish brothers out there, sisters out there, those out there who are into the old ancient writings and stuff like that. In Genesis, the first chapter, when it said, God said, "Let there be light." I want y'all to go to this. I want y'all to think about this right here. Let there be light. Let me read this to you right here. It says right here. This is a gold nugget. Y'all better hold on to your seats because this is going to bless each and every one of you all. You can bless, it can enlighten you, it's going to wake you up, it's going to be able to take you down a road where you think you were going, it's going to be able to encourage and motivate you. That's all that word means. Don't get tripped off of these so-called religious meanings that people have made it out to be when it's not. And as usual, I have always lost my spot. Oh, here we go. Listen to this right here. And I'm quite sure a lot of y'all have never picked this up. It says in chapter 1, verse 3, listen to this right here. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. Somebody said there's no sound. Can y'all hear me? Maybe they don't hear the sound. Now listen to this. Because this right here is going to get some of you all that thought y'all knew scripture. Okay, you can't hear me? Okay, good. Listen to this. Now you would think when God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Now let me show you something. Because if you mosey on down, that was the first day. Don't trip off the words evening and the morning were the day. Because you're going to find that evening and morning was in each of the verses. Let's go down to something that you're going to have to ask yourself a hard question. Verse 13. Verse 14. Listen to this. I just read there in the first day. Let there be light. And the light was divided from the light. Darkness, excuse me. Divided from darkness. Now get this right here. Hold on now. Here goes the gold nugget. Verse 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmaments of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons and days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmaments of the heavens to give light upon the earth." And it was so. Now, hold up now. Hold up now. This light is talking about which is in the heavens and the earth, and it shall be the signs of the seasons. It should be signs of the days. It should be signs of the years, and it shall cast upon light its light upon the earth. Now listen to this right here. Here's the next verse 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So we already know the illuminating light that we see. Hold on to your horses. I'm getting there. Where are you going with this? Because I'm about to, the gold nugget you're about to pick up, or you're going to kick it aside. Because when I'm talking about sharing your light with darkness, people who don't get it, people who don't see, people try to convince you from doing, this is what I'm going to share with you. Because it said, and God set them in the firmaments of the heavens and give light upon the earth. And, oh, hold up. and the rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. All of this happened in the fourth day. Now, please, somebody tell me, what is that light that was on the first day? You got light. God created light on the first day. It said God created light and divided it from darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. That day and night. Don't get it twisted, because you got to understand something. That day and night is talking on a spiritual reference, because we already saw on day 4, the light was created that we see, that you think things could be seen by the natural eye. No, 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 no. We're talking about day 1 of a light being created, and we're talking about it was divided from the darkness. Well, hold up. So what are they talking about? Let me show you right here. Because you cannot share your light on a spiritual sense with the ideas that you have with those people who sit in darkness. If this says right here that you are the light of the world, a city that is set on hills cannot be hid. Let your light so shine before man that they may see your goodness and glorify the Father which is in heaven. What about this right here? For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, has shined in our hearts, spirits, to give the light of knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Yeshua. What does that mean? That first creation of the light was a light of knowledge that was separated from darkness. You got 2 spirits that exist, light spirit and a dark spirit. Let there be light to separate from a darkness is a total different light. That in the day 4, it was talking about the light of the sun and the moon and the stars that will cast its light and shine on the earth. Why do we tend to share our light with those who are in darkness? And when I say your light, we're not talking about bringing somebody out of ignorance. I'm shining light all day long to people over in the Western world to come out of darkness, but they can't see the light. They are still stuck in the darkness. They still believe that they are A-okay. Why? Because people are in a darkness of only looking at material stuff and not on spiritual stuff. People are so stuck on the natural things and not the spiritual things. So you think you're okay because you know what? You got your car, your house, you got your money. And you think that you are okay. But everything around you is dying. People keep saying that America's falling or America's going to fall. Babylon's going to fall. America fell hundreds of years ago. A country only stands on its spiritual. It doesn't stand on the physical, the spiritual. America doesn't have a spirituality of light. It has a spirituality of darkness. That's why you see why it's going on, what's going on. The drugs are high out of the roof. Homelessness is on an all-time high. Killing, sex trafficking, abortion clinics, babies being killed by the high numbers. You know, all of the warring going on, the dysfunction, divorces, all of this stuff that you find, that you think you are sitting in a place that you would call a light, has been set in darkness that you think is A-okay. How is it that we have lost our mindset into believing You can watch TV and see murders every day, mass murdering, blacks killing each other, white folks doing mass murders and shooting up schools, shooting up malls, shooting up streets every day, that you become so numb sitting in the darkness that you see nothing with it, and you are not willing to stand up to protect your own family, to get them out of a place that is of darkness. But when you share your light with people, I don't expect everybody to be on board, because darkness can't comprehend light. I don't expect people to see what I see. I don't expect people to know what I know. When you have a light of knowledge, see, the light of knowledge is what gives you that heart of now getting out of that place of nasty arguing and debating and fighting and dysfunction and division. See, when you step into the light, it illuminates you. It gives you revelation. It opens you up, and it will show you your own behaviors. When you come over to Africa and your eyes open up, and you'll be like, you know what? I never knew life could be like this. You've been so stuck in the dark for so long, you forget. I get so many emails by so many Africans who have left, who have said, I'm tired of this country. You have put a spark in me, for me, that I am now motivated to get back home. I never paid attention. I was so focused on the stuff. And when I go back home, I see it, but then it's like I'm called go back to my country, and then I get stuck there. I get emails all the time from brothers and sisters who left Africa over in the Western world and telling me, thank you. I never saw until you shine light on it of really what I'm missing. But not everybody is going to be in the light. Not everybody. But in some things you are in the light, and there's a lot of things you are in the dark. You know this whole woke generation now. Oh, I'm woke. The day you say you're woke is the day you go back to sleep. Because not everything in your life has been open to you to see. And you will behave in fashions that you can still grow. To come to a place of being woke, that means you have reached the limit. Life is infinite. Life is not, there is no end. Oh, but God said there's a beginning and an end. Okay. Generations, okay? Generations. But what I'm saying, family, is that don't let these sourpusses stop you from going to the light. Do y'all remember Portuguese, when the old woman was like trying to tell the woman to go to the light because she was in a place of darkness? She was being haunted. The family was being haunted, and by these devils, these spirits. I mean, how many of y'all's houses are upside down and got some evil spirits in them, and you can't shake it? And the woman in the movie was like, what did she say? Caroline, go to the light. Go to the light. Yeah, go to the light, because the light is the truth. The light is the way. The darkness is the road to damnation, but that light is what keeps you on the right path. And there are people who will step in the way of the Yeshua or the Creator, and going to tell you, like the man told me and hundreds of people told me over my path of my life, you can't do that. It's no possibility. There's no way you can. I'm telling you all right now, when you share your light with people, they're going to try to put darkness on it. They are going to try to keep you from doing, because they have no belief system. They don't believe in no greater I am that I am. I was talking to a couple of young ladies today when I was doing interviewing, talking to them. And, they were like, oh no, I don't want to be videotaped. I'm camera shy. I said, you what is your faith? You believe in God, right? And she's like, both of them were, yeah. I don't have the confidence, is what they said. I don't have the confidence. You don't have the confidence. You? What is that? But I get it though. See, these people who profess of knowing God, they don't know God. They only heard. These are the people who don't even know. There are those who don't even believe. These are the people who sit in darkness. They can profess with their mouth, but their hearts are far from them. That's what it was said in the ancient writings. Oh, many profess. Lord, Lord. Many profess. Oh, yeah. These are people who claim that they have the greater I am in them, but have no confidence. I'm shy. I'm timid. I don't. Oh, okay. I see. You do. You believe in God. Their God, because that's the weakest one that's out there. My creator? No, 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 no. Believe me, I've had to face many fears. Many. And I have to realize that the one that's greater within me, I shall walk in it. When I walk in it, though I am weak, no confidence. Though I am, little scaredy cat. Though I am the one who may not have the courage, but the one that is in me, I gotta walk in it. When I said that, they were like, okay, I will go ahead and get in front of the camera. That's right, sister. Don't be afraid. What you afraid of? Camera shy. Camera shy. The people, I got grown adults that tell me that. They see me. Hey, you're Go Black. First thing they want to talk and tell their story, all this right here to me, take up my time, and then I'm like, okay, hey, let's do an interview. Oh no, I'm camera shy. But can I get a selfie with you? Hell to the no. I've had people ask me that. Can I get a selfie with you? No, you camera shy. You want to get a selfie with me, but you don't want to do a review to help our people, to bring light and tell your story to other people because you are camera shy and you 40 damn years old. What kind of heck is that? I tell you. So be careful, family, with those who sit in dark places. Those who wants to, as they would say, rain on your parade. Those who wants to tell you can't do. Those who wants to sit here and say what won't be, will be, whatever it be, and step in the way of the great creator. I'm going to tell y'all, I don't let man get in my way. I don't let man get in the way of my great creator. The I am that I am. Yahweh. I am not going to let man get in my way with that. Because these jokers out here, you're going to find most of the people don't know what they're talking about. Most of the people ain't got no belief. Most of these people are weak. Most of these people are afraid. Most of these people have nothing but fear and doubt. These people don't have no power. Couldn't even display power. They got power through evilness. Through darkness, they got the power. Oh, yeah, they're quick to tell you the negativity. They're quick to go ahead and tell you what you can't and won't do. They ain't very few going to tell you that, oh, nah, go ahead on. You can do that. Stand up, go for it. Yes, These jokers out here today, nah. Even those who want to profess and all that, so that's why I said, don't be calling yourself no Christian. These jokers out here who call themselves Christian, I wouldn't want to be close to them who call themselves a Christian. These loose, weak, fearful, doubtful people who knows nothing about God. Nothing. Thank you, Mr. Mysterious, for your heart of giving. Appreciate that. These people are timid, afraid. They're running around. That's why you see this is what the European has done to the whole world. Put the mask on. Put the lockdown on. Put the people in their houses. Oh my God, the COVID's going to get you. You got to get the vaccine. What? While I'm sitting here seeing people walking around here without no mask, people walking around here enjoying their life, ain't no lockdowns. Has people got sick, has people died. Well, hot damn, I tell you, I thought that was part of life. What? Was you gonna run around scared? What? They did tell you are gonna die, right? So what, you're gonna run away from a virus? That there's millions of viruses out here? So what, you run in your house and then you go ahead and eat some food and you die of bacteria, food poisoning. You slip in your daggone tub getting out from the shower. You go get in a car accident. What's you scared of? Oh my gosh, the virus is out there. Oh, you know, we all need to be careful. You need to separate. No, you can't be with your family members. Oh, I'm sorry, your family's dying in the hospital right now. You can't allow you to go say your last goodbyes. Oh, your granddaughters and grandsons are outside of your window because they can't get close. I've met some silly ass people out here who have their own family members outside of the door listening to their scaredy ass world. And I'm like, go hug your own daggone kid. Look, for me to hug my grandchild, if it costs me my life, so be it. But what about them? But I thought you said the kids are not affected. You think I'm gonna let a virus stop me from giving hugs and loves to my own family members? If it costs me my life, so be it. But see, the world's gonna be on the negative side because they live in the darkness. This is why they are the ones who control the world when it comes to the darkness. And yet us silly selves out here follow everything they do. Well, you know, there are people out here who are dying from the COVID. Yeah, they are. And there's people out here dying from car accidents. There's people out here dying from diseases. There's people out here dying from slipping in their showers. There's people out here dying from food poisoning. There's people out here dying from heart attacks. There's people out here dying from overeating. There's people out here dying from drugs. There's people out here dying from every goddamn thing. But to turn your world upside down, to go ahead and to keep yourself from your own family members, your loved ones and friends, into your own house, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. And this is all it is, tricks. And those who fall for it, it's the silly rabbits. I'm just saying, don't want to offend you, but this is what I'm saying. Wake up. Wake the hell up. I don't want to die. I just don't want to die. You better come. Hey, a lot of people don't want to, but you will. You will. But we got to stay safe because, I mean, they're saying it has an effect on those who are like diabetes and high blood pressure. You know, the black community, it's devastating the black community and all that right there. Black folk been dying every day from diabetes, from high blood pressure, from high cholesterols, and from sugar and all these other stuff for a very long time. Now all of a sudden, now you running in your house all scared, while the poison's in your refrigerator killing you dead, and you thinking, looking outside the curtains of your household, looking for the virus to come and attack you. When you killing yourself right there in your liquor cabinet, in your cigarette cabinet, in your daggone drug cabinet, it's killing you dead. These are the lies. See, that's darkness. That's darkness. The boogeyman's gonna get you. Oh my gosh, the boogeyman's underneath my bed. No, the boogeyman's outdoors. Don't go outside. Man, please. I remember when I was there in America, I said, I'm sick and tired of this mess right here. If I get the daggone thing, I get the daggone thing. So that's your gold nugget, families. The light. Ask yourself that first creation of light on day 1 and the creation of light on day 2, what is the difference in Genesis? Chapter 1, verse 3, and chapter 14 through 16. Because you are either the light or you are the darkness. Which one do you want to sit in? The light or the dark? It's your call, buddy. It's your call. You can let light lead you into the right path, or you can allow the dark to lead you. But what I'm saying right here, as far as Africa is concerned, the spirit is beautiful here. The people are awesome here. And I found that into majority of the African countries that I've been to. The most welcoming, warm, hearted, spirited people. But when I go back to America, see, over here, and I got to go here and get in and get out, I got to look over my daggone shoulder from my own people. Look over your shoulder right here, because brothers taking out brothers. Look over this shoulder here, because police taking out brothers. Look over your head. Look behind you. Look in front of you. Look around you, and all that right there, because you just don't know what's going to pop off. Here, I have not even. I walk down the streets, and I'm just like, ain't nothing gonna pop off. Now you have your issues. I'll tell you right here. Somebody tried to pickpocket me. Somebody had stole my GoPro. Somebody had, you catch. There's people who are gonna try to, you have those. There's darkness everywhere, but for the most part here, loving, kind spirit. So with that, family, anybody got any questions or anything right here or any comments? Let me read what y'all got to say, because I got 4 minutes to go. Africa is divinely beautiful. It is. Greetings, brothers. When are you going to visit West Africa? I'll be over there in about a month. Shaka XL. Why you ask? Africa needs self-sufficiency. T-Star, have you ever been to Africa? What part are you from, if you are? Definitely self-sufficiency. Because it's self-sufficient really is just now waking up and realizing that we could do this on our own. Because why? Those who look for a handout are realizing this is what's been keeping us back all this time. We have been dependent upon the outside countries to give us handouts. And they already knew, if you get a person eating out of your hand, they will continue to eat out of your hand for years. Africa, they're realizing it. These countries now are realizing, yo, this has been holding us back. What good is money when NWO presented world currency, which is the mark of the beast system, to buy and sell? We need salvation. Well, I don't know about the mark of the beast. I have my own understanding of the mark of the beast. People want to say the mark of the beast. It's not money. The love of money is one different thing, but it's not money. Because it says there in the writings, the love of money is the root to all evil. The love of it. But the mark of the beast is here. In one's thought process mentality is the mark written on his forehead, and it said forehead, but it's within one's mentality is the mark that you have taken on. That's why the scrolls, the writings, the scriptures, whatever you want to call it, says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what that is good and acceptable, perfect will of Yah. When you get to that place, then now you know that, hey, this mentality, mindset, way of living by the world, it's the mark of the beast. And it's easily to tell who is being led by the so-called beast. Very easily to tell. Yes, Africa will rise again. And it's rising. It's on one knee now. Yeah, Africa is self-sufficient. Our people just need to see it. Yeah. And we have to not to look outside. We don't have to. It's like Africa has been like this because the Europeans knew. It's like, the welfare system in America, all right? It made people so dependent. It made women go have more babies because the more you had back then, the more money you got. It stole a lot of ambitions away from people. It took away a lot of dreams from people because people got dependent upon the system. Look how many people not working now because they want to get that little cheap ass $1,300 from the daggone, what they call the stimulus check. You know how many people I've heard, I ain't going back to work. I'm gonna get that unemployment and that stimulus check. Shoot. Little do you know what you're doing to yourself. Staying unemployed for a long while. And what actually changes in your spirit, your mind, when it comes to your own ambitions, your own will and drive. See, those things are slowly taken away because a man who sits idle and still is the workshop of the enemy. Because then when it's time to go back to work or time to now to sharpen up your ambitions, your drive that you had, made you complacent, become very dependent now of, I just want this. All money's not good money. This is what Africa's realizing. You ain't got to take every offer. Just because people offer you money, don't mean you got to take it. Because there's always a hook on that money that's going to hook you, and you may not be able to shake it loose. Smart retard, I'm not sure of what you're angling on right there. This is your man, not your boy. I don't know if you're 18, under 18 or not. If you want to act like an adult, you're more than welcome here on the channel, or any other person out here. You know, I'm gonna come at you like a man. If you're a man or you're a woman behind the scenes, hell, I don't know who you are, black, white, Orientals, but this channel right here is about adults, and it's about true business. You know, I don't quickly block people. I try to have a dialogue with people so we can get to a place of understanding. You know, these little silly emojis with the laughings and all that right there. You know, my children do that. You know, I understand you trying to make words and stuff, 100s and all that right there and fists. I understand. But when you're trying to make light of something, you know, you're trying to, you know, you're trying to just get attention. Maybe you need a hug. You know, maybe you didn't get the attention. You need to come on platforms and show yourself and throw things out. Just because you're not in agreement with something, don't mean that you have to let everybody know. Sometimes you can just sit back and try to gain a different perspective and understanding of what people are saying. What I say ain't for everybody. Why? Because people ain't in this light. You in the darkness of this. So you can go to another channel and find what you might agree with. Yeah, there you go, Israel. We can speak all that, but you know, sometimes people need to, you know, I'm gonna come at people as an adult, and I'm gonna come at people with respect. And when I say that, then if they want to continue on, then they continue on. Then they go ahead and they get dismissed, you know, because, you know, my channel don't have moderators. For those who are new, people always ask me, why don't you got moderators? Why? Because we moderate ourselves. We ignore the trolls. We ignore the ignorance. But sometimes I'm going to go ahead and shed light on them who might be sitting in darkness, because he's been quiet right now so far. That's good. Maybe you moved on, or maybe just listening now. Why? Because sometimes when you shed light to people in love, then you're like, okay, maybe I need to go ahead and cut that out. I don't need to fuss nobody out. I don't need to curse nobody. I'm just gonna be real, come at you as an adult, because this is your man, not your boy. You either gonna handle like a woman, handle like a man, move on, or just dismiss you. So, you know, it's all good though, but you know, sometimes people need to be reminded, you know, because there's channels out here that carry on and people carry on in different fashions. And that's what I'm saying, is that the spirit of that, the comedy show I went to, which was a disgrace. If anybody has any affiliation with the comedies that's going here in Tanzania, y'all need to tell them comics to stop acting like they're daggone from America, having all those perverted daggone jokes, trying to get a laugh. That's not you. That's why it's ridiculous. It's not even an African way. That's a European way to talk about all the sexual endos and all the pervertednesses and all that stuff right there. Yeah, I'm gonna show people love, you know. I'm thinking about my man JT, man. My man JT, go check him out. He's over there in Kenya, right there. JT, the big thing. Hey, JT said this right here, man. This he said the YouTube, man, which they do, and I found this too. YouTube manipulates your channel. You know, they can play with your subscribers, they can play with your videos, they can change them up. They've done it to me, you know. He said, look, they done messed around and I don't even have trolls anymore. I kind of miss my trolls. He said he missed his trolls, you know. And so, you know, but I don't miss them. You know, they come in and they come out at times, but I've been pretty good at not having that problem with a lot of them come in. I say it, you know, that's it. But yeah, you know, yeah, you know. So see, my guy, he's quiet now. Whoever they were, you know, hell, it could have been a computer. I don't know, but you know. Can you please talk on the political situation in Tanzania? I don't know the political situation. I don't know the political situation. Brother, keep speaking the truth. I enjoy your honesty. You opened my mind, brother. Thank you. Thank you. We need the distance from US to get our minds and thoughts together, to understand what is important. Yeah, the beautiful thing I love about Africa is you still have those people who live off the grid that are living and surviving. They didn't get sucked into the capitalistic ways of worlds. They're living in the villages, away far distances. They're doing their own self things. You know, they have their old traditions, which is showing and proving to us that we still can exist with a lot of this things that we got caught up in. Now, there's nothing wrong with living in houses and buildings and having cars and stuff, as long as it does not take control over you when you think that this is life. Because those things can come and go. Because while those are out there living in the tribals, they know how to survive. We will lose our everlasting mind when the water goes out, when electricity goes out. So I'm coming to an end, family. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Thank you, Toga. Fantastic for your heart of giving. I appreciate that. But I appreciate each and every one of you all, and hold on to that gold nugget, you know. Don't let nobody up here just try to convince you of not doing what you know what's in your spirit to do. Stop consulting with people who don't have no sense, who are in darkness. For the scrolls, the writings, they say, seek wise counsel. Do you know how many people are asking their friends and their family members for advice, and some of them ain't got no sense in the world, ain't got no wisdom? Kwesi, Emmanuel, thank you for your heart of giving. Seek wise counsel. Stop seeking people. What do you think I ought to do? You think I should do this? You think I shouldn't do that? You think I should be with her? You think I should be with him? You think I should go here? You think I shouldn't do that? You think I should go to school? You think I can get this job? You asking people who don't have no light within them. Seek wise counsel. You'll know who the wise are. Wise don't get caught up in the arguments, the fighting, the debating, and all that. Wise people sit and try to find peace. For he who has a heart for peace, blessed is he. This is what I had to grow into, though. Believe me, I used to be one who used to go hardcore. I used to like to debate and fight and argue and all that physically and all that back in the days. But I find something now at my old age. I'm 54 young, but I find that it's better to try and find peace than to continue with war. I find that to be. I find I gain more allies with gaining friendships, if you will, than always want to tongue wrestle and you know, fighting and debating with others. I don't need to prove what I know. I'm going to show what I know. We argue over head knowledge, I call it. Books that you read and I read that contradicts each other, and now we sitting around the table fighting. But so for those who have that light within them. Don't seek counsel from those who are in the dark. It- you know, it doesn't get you nowhere. That's why the guy tried to tell me today about oh no, it's not going to work. It's a bad investment. It's not a good. And I understand good and bad investments, but what works for me or don't work for me may be opposite to you. Just because I say I'm not going to get into something, don't mean you can't, because you are a total different person. And I can't say that enough. Is that we need to get to a place just to understand. That's it. Who cares if you disagree with me? Who cares if you agree? People say, oh, I agree with you 100%. Look, you ain't got to agree with me. Do you understand me, though? That's all that matters. Can we get to a place to understand? Okay, I understand okay, I understand now why you think that way. I understand now why you do that. I understand now why you believe this. I understand now. You've explained yourself. I heard you out. This is an art that we have no lack of. We have a lack of, an art of listening. You know, the old saying is, why God give you one mouth and two ears, right? So you can listen twice as much as you speak. Because we need to get to that place, to sit down and listen to wise counsel. That's the problem with the youth today. Us elders have not been speaking into their ear. We have done a terrible job against the youth because the elders remained quiet. There goes your wise counsel. Now you got brothers and sisters looking like teenagers, dressing like teenagers, acting like teenagers in their 50s, 60s. Blows my mind. Want to look like, act like, talk like the youth. I thought there was a time of growth, me personally. Now, to each his own, you know. I mean, hey, for me, in my house, I want to be respected. And I want people to seek out, because I know this world has a lot of garbage and a lot of people out here just don't know. I love it when I have people reach out to me and say, you know what, you sound like you're a balanced guy. You sound like you got your head on right. And you know what, I was having this issue here. And then I was just kind of curious on, what is your thoughts on that? First thing I say is, have you seek the greater that I am? First and foremost. Because really, that's who you should be asking anyway. Because all answers will be given to you by that. But I understand there's nothing wrong with seeking counsel, because those who have the wise counsel, who has the wisdom, the longevity of life, we should be proud of our age, that we've reached. Hey, I've been there, done that, been through that. Let me tell you the consequences of those of. Let me tell you when you get yourself involved in that. Let me tell you, this used to be back when I was younger, and those scams and those gimmicks and those fads and all those things there, they've been there. I've been through it. They don't mean nothing, because the new generation don't know. They flip names, give different terminologies, and our youth are being sucked in and getting taken advantage of. And all we got to do is tell them, look, I lived through that. I've been through that. Let me give you a little counsel. Now it's up to you to kick it aside or pick it up. That's your choice. And I think that's where our family, we need to come together as brothers and sisters. I don't care if you're in the UK, I don't care if you're in Africa. I don't care where you're from, don't care where you're at. Can we get to a place of understanding? And we do know that unity doesn't mean collectively 100% of all of us. No, not at all. Only those who have a like spirit. You might have a small circle. That's your unity. We keep thinking global unity. That's never going to happen. Why? We are all different places. We have different philosophies. We have different perspectives. We have different backgrounds. We have different religions. We have different labels and titles. We have all of these different things that cause division. But do we have a like spirit? My thing is, can we agree there is a creator greater than me? To me, we can get somewhere with that. Because there's a billion things that you can agree and disagree with a person in their own beliefs. There's a billion different beliefs. What is that? Do I believe in the greater I am? The creator who created man and woman to reproduce, to create. Do you believe in that? Do you believe in the creator who created man and woman to create? Do you believe in that? If you can't get past that, If you can't get past that, to me, we're not unlike spirits. All that other stuff about what your belief system is, about, the best team, basketball team, who's the favorite, this and that, what is the best car, and, oh, this government over here is corrupt, that government over there is bad, this right here, this system over here, this and that, this and that. Really, that's all opinions. It's all opinions. Just like I'm sharing my opinion right now. It's all opinions. It doesn't mean anything. But if you want unity, can you find a group of people who can just be in like spirit? So with that, family, got a couple videos coming out. Like I said, for those who are interested in starting some businesses, if you come here, motorcycle for a taxi, which are called bodas, three-wheelers, which is called bajajis for us taxi, and then also a small little, it's got the little motorcycle in front with the bed on it. You got that right there. So I interviewed some people, gave some prices, and I'm gonna chop some numbers up, and then I'm gonna put it into the video and leave it up to you to see, hey, if I go there, you know what? I can either do that, or I don't think it's gonna be, something that I wanna do. It may not be worth your time, or what have you. But it's something that, you can take a look at. That's all I'm doing. It's just sharing opportunities for those who have a mindset, who wants to come and visit, or to come live. That's that. And guess what, y'all? I got my driver license yesterday. Yeah, got my driver license yesterday. Here in Tanzania. Sure enough, yep. And get my business license tomorrow. Yep, we'll get business license tomorrow. So then that, and so people gonna say, so are you gonna make your, because I know the question's coming, so are you gonna make Tanzania your home? Is that what you're saying? Nah. I told y'all I float. But why not while I'm here? Because one, it opens up doors. So when I come back, because I'm coming back, I mean, y'all saw I bought property over in Zanzibar. So I bought rental properties over in Zanzibar. So I'm gonna be back. But this right here is gonna even solidify me. Got an ID, driver license, get a business, just in case I decide to go ahead and do some type of businesses. Well, I think I might. I like how they got it. It's just open. Business opportunities everywhere. I told y'all I've turned down more business opportunities since I've been in Africa than I've ever done in America. I have. What about my wife and daughter? What about James? I don't know why people congratulate me for what I said, for my driver license or whatever. Well, thank you, thank you, But yeah, so I'm just trying to be an example. I'm just trying to show, I want to do this too, family. I know I'm keep going on and talking about I'm off right now. I got the people who are in the darkness, and I'm sometimes want to try to prove people. That's one of my biggest problems that I have that I got to work on. I like to prove people wrong. When it comes to people don't get it, when it comes to you are the success and you're the opportunity. When people tell me and say, well, you come over to Africa with your money and you got opportunity more than others because you're bringing that money from America to start. There's people who don't have. You know what? I sometimes just want to go ahead and say, you know what? I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get out of my apartment and I'm going to go ahead and get myself into a place that costs $10 a month, what the average is, and get a job and start that job and build my way up. But I said, nah, I'm not going to do it. You know why? Because then the haters, the ones who are in the darkness will find excuses for that. Well, you have a total different mindset coming from America than most people out there. You have a total different way of looking at things. So that's your advantage. See, people will always find excuses who are in the dark. They will always be those who just don't get it. There will be those people who will always sit there and tell you you can't do or you should do or you won't do, because there are people who believe that they don't have the power. The video, please check out my video that I did with the brother who came from Africa and said he would not know where he would be if it wasn't for America. And I got people who said, well, whoa, hold up. He left in 77. And there were people, the way the government was keeping people from getting businesses, and the government was different back then than it was now today. And so then that you got to understand how it was there. Look, there are people who were living in Ghana. He was from Ghana, who was in Ghana back then through all that stuff there, who were doing scratching and surviving, saving every nickel and penny, or excuse me, every CD that they could to get to where they are today. They didn't leave. They didn't go to no other no university out of the country. They didn't leave out of the country. They did what that brother did when he went to America. He worked 2 jobs, bust his butt, said he was saving every little dime he could, didn't have no girlfriend. He just worked, saved money, work, save money, worked 2 jobs. Wow, guess what? I meet Africans here today who does 2 and 3 jobs, trying to get and build. It is you. But the doubters, the haters, the ones who are in the dark, this is what they want. They want to depend on a system to help them. They can't do for self. And everybody's not built for that. I get it. I know. Not everybody can own businesses. Not everybody's meant to own businesses. Not everybody's meant to be leaders. I know. I get that. But don't try to rain on somebody else's parade and tell them, nah, this doesn't apply across the board. You know, I'm just trying to motivate, encourage, and wake something up in people. Look, it's in you, dude. You're the success. You're the opportunity. And you believe people get mad when I say that? How is that when you're trying to encourage and build your people up, people get mad? It's because there are people in darkness. Stay away from those who are in the dark, who wants to rain on your parade, who wants to tell you what's possible and what's not possible. All right, family. I think I said enough. Look for my next video. Peace out. This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a beautiful day.